In addition to being arrogant, entitled, and grandiose, a narcissist is also impulsive, impatient, and erratic in their behavior. All of which gets displayed when they are on road driving a car or some other vehicle. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. In this episode, we are going to understand why do narcissists drive so recklessly and how does it serve their narcissistic self. If that sounds interesting and you are eager to learn more, please make sure to subscribe because your subscription helps spread the awareness. Let's get started with a question. Have you personally been through this? When the narcissists drove recklessly, what do you think triggered them? What was your experience? Drop the answers in the comments below and help other survivors feel less alone in their experiences. Now, let's look at the narcissist's reckless driving behavior. A narcissist delusionally believes that the whole world revolves around them. They expect people to behave a certain way, a way that is acceptable to the narcissist. They set these idealized standards where others do not make any mistakes and do exactly what the narcissist wants. But as you and I both know, that doesn't work in the practical and real world. When you are on the road, you have to respect other drivers. You have to display proper driving manners and etiquettes to tell other people that you are a reasonable, mature human being. You have what it takes to be a functional person in these times and you know how to behave. But a narcissist thinks they are above rules and rules are for fools. Rules are to be broken, which shows that they have a corrupted moral compass. Their moral code is skewed, it's distorted, and it has been created, made, sorted in a way that only serves one person, which is the narcissist. They honk their horns, they shout obscenities, they cut people off without caring how it impacts them. They drive in whatever direction they want to show other drivers that they are braver and more superior driver who knows more. They swerve and change the lanes whenever they want to. They do not respect the signals. When it is a green signal, they always see it as a pass. Even if there is an old person walking by and needs a couple of seconds, they get really mad. They place a high value on their time and cannot stand a nanosecond of a pause because they think they have to get to the place they want to and nobody should come in the way. When someone is driving in the same lane but is a little faster than the narcissist sees them as a jerk, as a person who needs to be shown their place. And what does the narcissists do in response? They speed up, ramp up, which leads to a road rage, and they want to defeat this person. They want to show them their place as if it were a competition. It is something that they have to be better at, which also tells us that they are deeply insecure, so insecure that someone, a stranger, passing by who is a little faster than them triggers their insecurity and makes them feel ashamed of themselves. How petty is that? When you are with such a driver, as a passenger, you are horrified by the experience. You are terrorized to your core because you know, as a sane person, this can lead to a horrible outcome, an accident that can break you, paralyze you, that can cause a huge loss financially or otherwise. But they do not foresee or do not want to foresee the consequences. They do not think for what is to come. What they need is instant gratification. So that is also what drives their need to drive faster and drive recklessly. Talking more about breaking the rules, they drive cars that are not legal for the road just to get attention because they want to be under the limelight. So if they drive a car that is not for the road, they would be stopped, they would be asked questions, and that gives them validation. You know, a narcissist needs supply, positive or negative, they need it because that is what matters for them. The other aspect that we need to look at when talking about reckless driving behavior of a narcissist is their aggression. Their aggression can be passive or active, overt or covert, but it is always there. They're filled with rage and anger, which comes to the surface and is displayed by them upon an insignificant happening, a small trigger that might be nothing to you, but for them it is turning the world upside down. An example of this could be you are sitting with them in a car, they are driving, you are a passenger. Now you happen to change the song because you don't like what is playing now. That to a narcissist is a matter of life and death. It is the ego injury they can't accept you have inflicted them with. It is a violation. You have embarrassed them. You have ashamed them. How dare you? And now you ought to be punished. You ought to be shown your place. What do? They start speeding up, ramping up, and behave aggressively, shouting and screaming and yelling, going crazy, cutting people off, tailgating and doing weird stuff, swerving, changing directions, changing lanes, coming back, leaving the lane and coming back to the same lane, crossing signals, all to punish you so that you never dare to make the same mistake ever again. This is one of the frightening experiences that you are shocked by because you can't believe what just happened to you. How can a person who is your family member, your partner, your friend, whosoever this narcissist is, or whatever their role is in your life, drive this way? How can they completely ignore your horrific experience and keep driving? Because it lets them act on their rage. It lets them be this aggressive beast that they actually are deep within. This leaves you traumatized because even after leaving them, you are generally horrified, terrified by a little increase in speed. You are constantly ruminating about the same event for weeks after it has happened because you still can't seem to accept that it happened to you, and that is how they behave. Their reckless driving behavior is all about covering up their insecurities, defeating others because they see this as a competition. It is all about their arrogance, entitlement, grandiosity, impatience, the need for instant gratification, instant behavior, erratic behavior, and impulsivity. It has nothing to do with the bravado they display to the world. Quite the opposite, they are a weakling because they have to puff up and come across as this person who drives fast, who drives recklessly, breaks the rules, and it's his or her dominion. They want to assert control when they have zero control over themselves or over their life. So this is a helpless attempt at trying to make it work for them when nothing is actually working. Keeping that in mind, you need to understand that their recklessness is not just displayed in the way they drive, it is displayed in all the arenas and aspects of their life. It is who they actually are in their core. I hope you found this episode insightful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. Let me know how it validated your experiences. Drop a like and share this episode. I'll talk with you in the next one. Until then, let the healing begin.